some feelings still remain. The curtains move with evening air through an empty room you used to share. Your shadow's gone, but not completely. Old photographs upon the shelf speak more than words could tell themselves, like whispers drifting quietly. Time has carried many things away, yet some pieces chose to stay. Dust of longing fills the air, like forgotten prayers floating through the light of yesterday. Dust of longing still remains, settled in the frames of moments that refuse to fade away. Seasons change, the leaves all fell. Stories only silence tells gather softly around my heart. I walk the roads we used to know, where dreams once bloomed and used to grow. Now they're scattered like drifting stars. Thought the years would make it disappear, but somehow you're still here. Dust of longing covers every page of memories age can't erase, like footprints hidden beneath the sand. Dust of longing gently falls across these empty halls, leaving traces only I understand. Maybe longing never truly dies, it only learns a new disguise, becoming part of who we are, like distant lights from vanished stars. Not close enough to touch again, but never far enough to end. Oh, I see you in the quiet, I hear you in the rain. Dust of longing fills my soul, like a story left untold, carried by the wind through passing years. Dust of longing softly glows in places no one knows, a reminder of the love that once lived here. Dust of longing still remains, though everything has changed. Some feelings turn to memories, some memories turn to dust. I used to hold your memory tightly, now it slips through my hands. The letters sleep inside a drawer, untouched like they were years before. when longing turns to dust and time rewrites our trust. The pain grows softer with each year. When longing turns to dust, the silence gathers up the pieces of goodbye we couldn't hear. I thought forgetting meant losing you, but maybe that's not really true. Maybe love leaves something behind, even after it leaves the mind. A gentle mark, a quiet trace that time can soften, not erase. Oh, the ache is fading like footprints in the sand. When longing turns to dust, I won't fight it anymore. I'll let the wind carry away what I can't restore. When longing turns to dust, the heart begins to trust that endings aren't forever, just another door. When longing turns to dust, healing finally begins. Some memories fade away, and that's okay. The wind keeps traveling, carrying pieces of yesterday. The evening settles on the shore like a friend I've met before, bringing whispers from the past across the sea. I close my eyes and hear your name floating softly through the haze, like a distant melody calling me. Though the years have come and gone, some feelings still hold on. There's longing in the wind tonight, drifting through the fading light, like a message from a time I can't return to. There's longing in the wind tonight, moving through the silent sky, carrying fragments of a love I once knew. I once knew. The leaves are dancing down the street to a rhythm bittersweet, like memories that rise and fall without a sound. Every season leaves a trace. Every heart remembers places where a piece of itself was left behind. I thought the distance a shadow just beyond my sight, still walking through the corners of my life. Maybe the wind remembers things that people try to leave behind. Maybe it gathers every dream and scatters them across the sky. And maybe that's why every breeze feels a little like your goodbye. The wind keeps moving, but part of me stands still. There's longing in the wind tonight, singing through the moonlit night, like a story that refuses to be forgotten. There's longing in the wind tonight, but it no longer makes me cry. It's simply a reminder of a beautiful time. There's longing in the wind tonight, and I'll let it pass me by. The wind keeps traveling, and so do I. The fire is gone, but the warmth still lingers. The room is quiet after dark, only shadows leave their mark upon the walls where memories still remain. The laughter that once filled the air has vanished like a whispered prayer, yet traces of it still call my name. What once was a flame so bright now glows softly in the night. The ashes of missing you still drift across my view, like remnants of a fire that once burned true. The ashes of missing you settle in everything I do, a quiet reminder of me and you. I packed away the photographs and told myself the pain would pass, but certain moments find a way back again. A familiar song, a passing face, can take me to another place where your memory waits around the bend. Time may scatter what we knew, but it can't erase every trace of you. The ashes of missing you fall like morning dew, covering the corners of my mind. The ashes of missing you are all that's left to hold on to, of a love I thought would last a lifetime. Maybe The memory still glows. The ashes of missing you no longer leave me blue. They've become part of the story I carry through. The ashes of missing you are fading with the truth that some loves end but never completely disappear. The ashes of missing you still dance upon the wind. The fire is gone, but the ashes remain.
Everything we held so tightly is slipping through time. The picture hangs upon the wall, but the colors aren't the same at all. Like a story losing pieces page by page. The footprints that we left behind are slowly disappearing from my mind as the years keep turning like the wind. I never thought I'd see the day when even memories would fade away. We're fading into dust, like old words losing trust, like echoes drifting farther through the years. We're fading into dust, the way our moments must, becoming softer as they disappear. The songs we used to sing out loud now feel like distant clouds floating somewhere far beyond my reach. The places that once felt alive have changed beneath another sky, and time keeps writing chapters over ours. What once felt permanent and true is becoming something I once knew. We're fading into dust, like leaves that autumn brushes across forgotten roads at the end of summer. We're fading into dust, not because we weren't enough, but because time carries everything further. Maybe nothing truly stays exactly as it was. Maybe every heart must learn to loosen its grip. And maybe letting go is not forgetting, but allowing memories to rest. Oh, the faces grow softer, the voices grow quiet. We're fading into dust, like stars before the dawn, still beautiful The years keep passing by, but some moments never truly leave. There's an old box on the highest shelf, filled with pieces of our former selves, ticket stubs and faded notes from long ago. I brush away the gathering gray and watch forgotten colors wake like sleeping stories beneath the dust. Time may cover what we knew, but it can't erase the truth. Dust of our memories, dancing in the sunlight streams, floating through the quiet air of yesterday. Dust of our memories, holding fragments of our dreams, little pieces of a life that slipped away. The streets have changed their names somehow. New faces fill the places now, yet I still see reflections of those days. A distant laugh, a passing song can pull me back before too long to moments hidden in the haze. Though the seasons came and went, the heart remembers where it's been. Dust of our memories settled on the pages we keep, like whispers resting softly between the lines. Dust of our memories scattered through eternity, in corners of the soul that time can't find. Maybe memories are like stars too far away to touch again, yet bright enough to guide us through the dark. And maybe every love we knew leaves behind a little light long after it has gone. I close my eyes and the years return. Dust of our memories, shining through the cracks we leave, turning ordinary moments into gold. Dust of our memories will always live inside of me, not a sorrow, but a stories to be told. Dust of our memories, forever part of me. The dust may settle, but the memories remain. Some rooms stay empty even after years. There's a chair beside the window that no one ever used, and now the sunlight falls across it every day, like a quiet reminder of a time that felt much brighter before the colors slowly drifted away. I thought time would clear the air, but traces of you are everywhere. I've got a heart full of dust from all the dreams we used to trust, like old letters tucked away and left unread. I've got a heart full of dust from holding on too long to us, to words we never got to say before you left. The calendar keeps changing pages while memories outlive the ages, lingering softly in my mind. I see your face in crowded places, hear your voice in passing phrases, though I know you're only a shadow of time. The years have taught me how to cope, but not how to let go. I've got a heart full of dust, gathered from the things we lost, like footprints fading slowly from the shore. I've got a heart full of dust, still carrying pieces of us, though I don't know what I'm holding for. Maybe every love leaves traces hidden in forgotten places, a little ache, a little glow that follows where we go. And maybe healing isn't clean, maybe it lives somewhere between remembering and moving on. Oh, the dust keeps falling, yet the memories stay. I've got a heart full of dust, but it no longer feels like rust. It's become a part of who I am today. I've got a heart full of dust, and finally I've learned to trust that even broken things can find their way. I've got a heart full of dust, and still a heart that beats. The dust will rain, but so does the love. I used to hold on, now the tide is pulling it away. The ocean hums a quiet song where old emotions once belonged. Waves erase the names we wrote upon the sand. The sunset paints the water gold, like stories that are growing old, slowly slipping through my hands. There was a time I called your name into the wind again and again, longing that drifted away like a boat beyond the bay, carried by the currents of another day. Longing that drifted away with the words we couldn't say, leaving only gentle echoes in its wake. The seasons passed without a sound, and little by little I found the ache inside my chest had changed. What once felt impossible became something more bearable, like a distant light in the fading rain. The heart remembers where it's been, even when it learns to heal again. Longing that drifted away like autumn leaves in late September, floating farther from the branches where they grew. Longing that drifted away still visits me some days, but not with all the weight it used to. Maybe every longing has a shore, a place it finally rests after traveling through endless nights and unanswered questions. Maybe mine has found its peace somewhere beyond the horizon, where memories and forgiveness meet. The tide keeps moving, and so do I. Longing that drifted away no longer asks for me to stay in the shadows of a story that is past. Longing that drifted away has taught me how to face the future without fearing what I lost. Longing that drifted away and left a wiser heart behind. The sea keeps calling, but I'm no longer looking back. Nothing stays forever, not even the footprints we leave behind. The morning light falls on the floor where your shadow danced before. Now the room feels larger than it used to be. A photograph
the more it slips away from me. Scattered by the wind, like autumn colors in the air, spinning through the empty spaces of forgotten days. Scattered by the wind, like wishes whispered to the sky, floating where I cannot follow, even if I try. Maybe that's the way of time, to loosen every hand we hold, to teach us that some stories are not ours to keep forever. But even if they're gone, the chapters still live on inside the heart. The wind keeps blowing, and I let it. Scattered by the wind, yet beautiful in how they went, like stars dissolving into dawn, without regret. Scattered by the wind, but not completely lost. Forever memory remains in some small way. Scattered by the wind and carried into yesterday. Some things drift away, but never disappear.
Maybe this is the final goodbye to a feeling I've carried for years. The evening settles on the town as golden sunlight trickles down across the streets we used to know so well. I walk them one more time alone, not searching for what's gone, just listening to memories. Farewell. The heart can only hold so long before it learns to carry on. The last trace of longing is fading with the light, like the final star surrendering to morning skies. The last trace of longing still lingers deep inside, but it no longer keeps me awake at night. I kept your shadow in my mind long after you were left behind, like a song I couldn't stop repeating. But every season changed the tune, and every passing afternoon made the distance feel less defeating. What once felt impossible to lose has slowly loosened like the morning dew. The last trace of longing drifts softly through the air, like a feather carried gently somewhere far from here. The last trace of longing
through the blue. The last trace of longing has found its peace at last.